So my first reason for Linux being better than Windows is because there have been reasons against Linux for its compatibility, because there's a lot of issues with the compatibility, and most of the time, before, right, you couldn't play games, or you couldn't just get apps you need, right? But they have been fixed now. Not everything, but a lot of things have been fixed. So with Steam, you can use I think it's called Proton, and or it's called Wine. And there's also, for Linux, they have a lot of open source apps, and a lot of apps on Windows or Mac have also been released to Linux for cross-platform compatibility. And so now it's kind of hard to argue against Linux with compatibility, because now it's been mostly it's way better now, but not completely fixed. Now, everyone's personal favorite, I think, is that Linux is free, and by free it means you can change code in Linux, or you can just get it for free. Unlike, well, actually, I'm not sure if Windows 11 and Mac aren't free, because it comes pre-installed with the computer, so it's technically free, kind of. But you can't contribute to, a corporation operating system. With Linux, you can actually contribute to it. And it is actually easy. It's not that easy, but just email the Linux Foundation. So that's really it. As long as you have some good code. That's why the Linux community actually has really lots of good coders that patch all the bugs and add new features. And that's actually a good thing. And it's bad that they don't have their own they don't, for example, Microsoft pays workers for on the operating system, right? And they can make these huge updates. Obviously Linux can also do it, but I think it's harder for them because they're just either independent coders who contribute, or developers part of the foundation. I don't know. I think it's really hard to contribute. To make these huge changes that corporations can do, because corporations just have a lot of money. Okay, third reason is that Linux is very private, and obviously, if you didn't know, Windows and Mac track you all the time. There's been a study, I think from Germany, that looked at all the trackers on Windows, and it was a lot of they're sending a lot of data from Windows. And obviously, we don't know what this data is. Maybe it doesn't even matter, right? But it's obviously better safe than sorry. And it's the same as if you're using Google. In my opinion, I don't care as much, but obviously there's no harm in being private. It's not gonna make your life worse to be private on your computer, unless I don't know. I guess maybe I can't come up with a reason that makes it worse. Linux should also. I'm pretty sure that Linux has a better permission-based system, and what I mean by that is that in Linux, just every app needs permissions to do things. And in Windows, obviously, it asks you do you want this app to make changes to your device and pop-ups like that, right? But in Linux, I'm pretty sure it's way better in terms of it's a lot more clear. And honestly, Linux in general is way better for security, because security and privacy, because on Linux it's way easier, because they don't make viruses for Linux, and for the most part. It's very rare that they do that. So you run it Windows EXE on Linux, I don't think it will even work. Even if it does work, it's just very rare to get that kind of virus on a Linux PC, contrary to Windows, because obviously if you're gonna make a virus, it will be on Windows. There's way more people using it. And Another reason why you should use Linux is because it's not resource heavy. And what I mean by that is exactly what I said. Yeah. So in general, the task manager and the amount of storage Linux takes is actually very low, which is not surprising, you know? And obviously it's good for storage, but also, I mean, if you want to play games, right? I know the compatibility issue isn't that good with games, but with games you do play, it should be better performing. Same with everything in general. Care about, the performance a lot. Another reason why you should use Linux is because of the command line, and the command line is just really convenient. And I don't really use Linux that much, so I don't know that much about it, but all you have to do is just copy and paste commands. So say you want to like install, you want to install in a terminal, right? You want to get an app, right? All you have to do is, uh, I forgot the command, but sudo apt install, I believe, and with the app, you just put the app name, and it installs everything for you. It's actually super easy. I tried it once. It was really easy. And I don't know like anything about Linux. So really troubleshooting I think is easier on Linux in general. And like all you have to do is kind of paste a command or just follow some easy steps. On Windows it's kind of annoying. There's a lot of problems. And I always if I mean anyone who's used Linux has had at least Windows has had at least one problem. And it's so annoying when yeah. I haven't really heard much problems from Linux because well, I don't know about that actually. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good Thanksgiving break because that's what it is right now. So, goodbye.